Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, today marks the second day that the GOP in the U.S. House are trying to get a Speaker of the House. Embarrassingly, though, they are now on their fifth vote, and this guy here, Kevin McCarthy, still cannot secure the speakership. It's absolutely crazy. It hasn't happened in over, I believe it's right at 100 years. I believe I was told 1923, so exactly 100 years ago. And you need a speaker. The Constitution dictates that a speaker must be chosen, and that's how you progress in keeping the government moving. That's how legislate. You got to have somebody that brings legislation to the floor, and for the most part, they're normally from the sitting majority party. Right now, the Republican Party. Unfortunately, they cannot come to a consensus. You need 218 votes. Mr. McCarthy, the most I've seen him get, it was like 203 or 204. We are now on our fifth vote in the U.S. House. The Democrats steadfast with their supporting their minority leader, as they should be, and then the Republicans making a mockery of themselves by backing all sorts of other candidates that only get like 10 to 20 votes, but just enough with their narrow minority or majority. I believe they have 222. So if when they lose 10 people to some random outlier, guess what happens? Exactly. Stalemate. And so as of right now, they are in the middle of their fifth vote. Looks like McCarthy, like I said, is set to lose again because another guy, I believe it's Byron Donalds of Florida. Let me check this and make sure. Yeah, Representative Donald has 20 votes, McCarthy 201. And Representative Jeffries, the Democrat, the minority leader, has 212. So Democrats aren't giving up. Now, there are some things that can happen that could help McCarthy get the win here. You'd have to get almost all of these people in the Republican Party, if it's just the Republicans that move, to just vote present or not be there at all for the vote. And then for each one of those people that vote present or aren't there, the threshold would lower by that number of that number of people, right? So if 5 people were to vote present for the GOP, then the threshold for him to win, for McCarthy to win, would be 212. Well, 213. Um, Also, the Democrats could some of the Democrats could choose to vote present, and thus lowering the threshold as well. Because the Democrats vote too, but generally you vote for your party in this particular situation. But unfortunately, you got a lot of Republicans that just hate Kevin McCarthy. Nobody really knows why. I mean, I know why Democrats don't like Kevin McCarthy. He's a terrible human being. He's a terrible human being that supported things like the January 6th insurrection, who thought a coup against our government was okay. But even people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and former president and traitor to this country, Donald Trump, has told the far right Republicans to vote for McCarthy so you can cut down on the embarrassment. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Donald Trump, and all of you that are saying before you get embarrassed. I'm sorry, you've done this 5 times. It's an embarrassment. It is an absolute debacle for the GOP. Here they are. They were demanding that they get the House back. They were demanding that the American people give them power because those corrupt Democrats, boo-hoo, they won in a presidential election. Give us the House back. They were crying, right? And they didn't even have a plan, a goal on how to move forward. The only goals that they've put in place is to cut or completely eliminate Social Security and Medicare. Those are the only things that they have put forth, besides Hunter Biden's laptop and her emails and this fictitious lie they have that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. There's absolutely zero proof at all that happened. But continuing or going forward here, the Republicans are going to keep voting and voting and voting, it looks like, for the same person or the same people, and the same people that are basically being called Never Kevins are going to keep voting Never Kevin. I mean, what's next? I mean, who do they really want? Yesterday, they gave a guy who protected that pedophile doctor that molested all those gymnasts, Larry Nassar, Jim Jordan, 20 votes. They gave him 20 votes. Talk about projection. Aren't they the ones screaming that it's the left, the liberals and the LGBTQ community are the ones that are doing this kind of stuff? But they gave a guy who supported and protected a known pedophile 20 votes for speaker. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know of any House Republican that I would support as speaker. They're all garbage human beings. They're all terrible people, hateful people. They want people like me basically to not exist. Most of them, almost all of them, except what was it, 9 or 10, voted to impeach Donald Trump for an insurrection, for a coup attempt against our government. So no, there's none of them that I could support. The only one that I would have supported, even though I have diametrically opposing views, would have been Liz Cheney. Because at least she had the guts. At least she had the guts to stand up and say, hey, this guy, Donald Trump, is a traitor to our country. Because at the end of the day, Liz Cheney, as much as I disagree with almost every policy position she holds, is not a traitor to this country. But Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Kevin McCarthy, and the whole lot of them are traitors to this country. Honestly, I don't know how Marjorie Taylor Greene was allowed to run for Congress. She was part of an insurrection. It clearly states in the Constitution that if you are a sitting House member and you are part of an insurrection, that you are ineligible to run for federal office. But as I said, the vote continues. Let me see if I can get you a final vote tally on this vote before I let you go. Okay, yep, the final vote was the Democrat 212, Kevin McCarthy 201, Representative Donald from Florida 20. That is the fifth vote, and the Republicans failed again. Now, I want to take 1 second to say a quick little update about the safety from the Buffalo Bills. Damar Hamlin, he still remains in critical condition in the ICU. He's still heavily sedated and on a breathing machine currently. The doctors say he is making progress and that they are trying to um, slowly get him off the ventilator. So keep your thoughts and prayers, good vibes, or whatever it is you do. Send them his way and his family's way. Um, it's really a tragic situation for him and his family. I just really hope he pulls out, and pulls it out and comes, is able to, you know, survive this. It's just a really sad situation. Anyhow, have a good day, and I'll see you then.